Hello?
Shut your
It's called a move. You don't talk to me that way, young man.
life is nothing. You serve zero purpose.
Oh, jeez. Welcome back, everybody, yet again, to the Blue Ninja Guy YouTube channel. I know this looks a little different. I know the game is a little bit different. I'll explain everything real quick. Okay, so this is my Louder Than Life hoodie that I got from being at Louder Than Life. Woo, yeah. And for those of you who don't know, I went to Louder Than Life. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a huge rock festival, 4 days. I went all 4 days. Absolutely crazy. Don't know if I'll ever do the 4 days again because it was insane, but I did go. We're playing CS2 today. It's extremely out of my realm of what I normally play for videos, but there's two things I wanted to do. One, I wanted to play CS2. I enjoy CSGO. I'm not good at it, so you guys are going to see me suck, but I wanted to try CS2, and I really wanted to talk about my experience at Louder Than Life, because it was great, and I had a lot of stories from it, obviously, if I can remember them while recording, because for some reason when the camera turns on, my brain goes mush. But basically, today, we're going to sit here, play CS2. It's literally just going to be in the background while I sit on camera and talk about all of how Louder Than Life went. I am working on a massive collage video of all of the photos and videos and just anything that I got from that weekend to give you guys. It is going to take a while. There's a lot. It was a long weekend, and I want to make it good, but I at least wanted to come on and talk about it. I really enjoyed it, and I really just kind of want to share it with you guys. This is blue at the end of the video. Splicing it in now because I forgot about it. If you do enjoy this, make sure to leave a like and a comment and consider subscribing because it would really help me out. And yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna jump right in. It's a little bit of a different style video. We're gonna play casual. Might as well just go to Dust 2. But yeah, so basically, like I said, we're just gonna sit and talk about Louder Than Life. So Louder Than Life was amazing. Like I said, it's a 4-day festival. They have it in Louisville, Kentucky. I think it's like the biggest event the second biggest event in Louisville, Kentucky, other than the horse races and whatnot. So yeah, it was great. The 4 headliners were Foo Fighters, Tool, Avenged Sevenfold, and Green Day. Obviously, I got to see all of them. Tool was low-key disappointing. Foo Fighters were also low-key kind of disappointing. I mean, they weren't the best, but they also weren't the worst. It wasn't what I was expecting. However, Avenged Sevenfold and Green Day were absolutely freaking fantastic. Green Day really surprised me. I am an emo kid at heart, if it's not cringy to say that. And Green Day was one of my intro bands into it, as probably a lot of you other guys were, if you understand what I'm talking about. And I don't really listen to them a lot anymore because I've found other bands and music that I enjoy better. I mean, I still listen to them at times, or like they'll come on just on a playlist or something, but their live show was absolutely freaking amazing. They put on probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. And
yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hold on. Auto select. How do I mute people? Hold on. Let me figure this out.
Don't talk to me.
Oh gosh, that cannot go in the video.
Mute.
Hello?
It's called a move. Yo, you don't talk to me that way, young man.
Oh jeez.
Life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. Now.
Okay, are they gone? Okay, I think they're gone. Wow, okay. That was so many N-words in such a short amount of time. Okay, yeah, actually, I'm gonna turn it back up a little bit. Sorry, this is all a work in progress. Technical difficulties. Okay, but anyways, back to Louder Than Life. Green Day was amazing. They were fantastic. They were probably the ones that I wasn't even expecting to be really that good. I'm so lost. Everything is so weird. Just give me this, I guess. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even really focusing. Why is the sensitivity so low? All right, cool. I just turned it up a little bit. Anyways, yeah, I wasn't really expecting them to be that good, but they were great. They closed out the weekend too, which was fantastic. Honestly, the best way to end the weekend was with Green Day. Avenged Sevenfold. Oh, so I guess I should explain a little bit more about it. This whole thing is going to be jumbled. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Foo Fighters was Thursday, Tool was Friday, Avenged Sevenfold was Saturday, and Sunday was Green Day. I went with 3, wow, damage given, 56 and 4 hits. All right, not bad. On Thursday, I went with my mother. On Friday, I went with my dad. Absolutely amazing. I love my parents. I love doing things with my parents. It was so cool to experience that with the both of them. And then I went with my best friend on Saturday and Sunday. He went those other 2 days, and it was great to go with him too. It was awesome. We've done a bunch of concerts together before, and it was really fun to go with him. Let's do this. Let's do the M4. Let's do the M4. Why not? So that's I didn't go alone. I went with one other person every single day. And I guess I'll just start from the beginning. So Thursday, like I said, I went with my mom that day. That was Weezer, Foo Fighters, Coheed and Cambria, a bunch of other ones. I'm starting to draw a blank because there was 100 bands that went there. Literally 100 bands, and I got to see as many as I possibly could, because obviously with that many, there were 5 stages. They're going to overlap a little bit, but I did get to see, like, I went for the entire day, every single day. It was literally from noon to 11. Well, about 11, every single night, and it was absolutely insane. And there was bands, like, nonstop the entire time, at least 2 or 3 running at once every time. And I would even skip between some of them, not even finish all the shows and whatnot. But me and Mom started that day off. It was great. The whole place was set up so insanely good, surprisingly, for something that massive. It was like, so they used the state fairgrounds for it, and they had, like, the entrance into it was super simple with metal detectors, and then you just scanned your wristband, which was what our tickets were. And then that was literally it. You just literally go through the metal detector, scan your wrist, and boom, you're in. Probably one of the smoothest entries into a concert I've ever seen before. Then on top of that, we also, I'm sorry, I'm focusing between both the game and the conversation. But we went in and just kind of experienced it. There were so many food tents, so many bars, so many, like, different kinds of bars. Like, there was just... Wow, I wasn't even paying attention. There was, like, bars, like, just normal bars lined up everywhere. There had to be at least 50, 60 normal bar stands. And then on top of that, Jim Beam had their own normal bar, like, had their own bar stand things there for just Jim Beam stuff. There was a tiki bar, which they called the rock bar, I think, or the metal bar. It was some kind of, something like that, which was really cool. And on top of that, there was so much food everywhere, so much food. There was so many different kinds of food. Me and my mom that day, actually, we got these extremely well-made tacos. I got grilled chicken and rotisserie. She just got grilled chicken on it. Man, they were so good. Shout out to the tacos. But I guess we're talking about louder in life. We should talk about the music. The first band that we went to see was probably one of the coolest bands there that weekend, just like from a band standpoint. They were obviously smaller and less of a production because they were some of the first ones. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on their name right now. Hold on, I got Spotify pulled up over here. Starbenders. That's what they were called. Starbenders was so cool. They were 80s as crap, big hair. Like, the outfit that she had on was, like, black with, like, this weird, like, red design thing on it, but it was just, like, one suit. It was really cool. Their music, and the girl come out with there was a girl drummer and the female singer, and then the bassist and the guitarist were dudes. And they were, honestly, they were hot, too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all of them were hot. The drummer came out, and she had electrical tape over her chest, and the guitarist didn't wear a shirt at all, and he was freaking jacked. Why would you do that? Why would you flash me like that, bro? And the singer had big, like, 80s styled hair and stuff, and they played 80s rock to the max, and it was so cool. That was probably the coolest way to open the weekend. And then, man, I'm starting to sweat really bad. I wasn't expecting this. I'm gonna take another shower tonight. That's beside the point. I just worked out and showered and got pictures and stuff for Patreon. Selfish plug. If you're not part of the Patreon, you should go check it out. It's link is in my description. We do a lot of things on the Patreon, but that's not really what we're here to talk about right now. So we did went to that 80s band, and then after that, we kind of just wandered around listening to a bunch of, hey, I got a kill! Let's go! We went around and, just, listened to a bunch of different bands up until the main one started, and then things started getting crazy, and it's when it got fun. Also, just side note, I want you guys to understand the vibe of this place as I'm talking about it. There were costumes and people everywhere. There were lots of very naked people, which took a second to adjust to, I'm not gonna lie. But everyone there, for the most part, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, were probably the nicest, greatest people you'll ever meet. Thursday, for some reason, was just an awful day for concert etiquette. And I really hate to say that, but it really was. I even heard a bunch of other people talking about it, and there were just a bunch of, like, college students and teenagers there. And I'm guessing it's because of the bands that were there that day, but it was just, that was probably not the best day for the people-wise. But it was still fun. Like, we still had fun and stuff. We had a couple drinks that day, me and Mom did, which was cool. I had drinks almost every day that weekend. There was one day I didn't drink at all. Not for any reason, I just chose not to that day. Just 'cause. Which I enjoyed drinking while doing things sometimes. But anyways, That's all beside the point. We went there, we listened to a couple other bands, and then it started getting crazy. So Coheed and Cambria was when it really started, like, livening up. And, oh, wait, and we also saw Pink Crowd? I don't know, I can't remember. She has the lead singer of that band had on the same shirt that I took with me. I didn't wear it that day, sadly, because that would have been cool. But if you guys know anything about my TikToks, it's my tie-dye Grateful Dead shirt with the bears around the bottom. She was freaking wearing that same shirt while she was up there on stage. I thought that was so cool. Anyways, I'll probably, like, when I edit this, put the names of the bands up down below, because I really am just drawing a huge blank. It's late in the day. I've done a lot today. I've done a lot of work. I'm recording this video to have a video recorded. It's a lot right now. But anyways, we did that. Listened to them. They were cool. Went and got some food and stuff. Oh, the guy who sings Richmond, north of Richmond. There it is. He was there. That was kind of cool. We didn't stay and listen to him because he was performing over another band I really wanted to hear. But it was just cool that he was there. It was weird that he was there, but, like, he's from Kentucky and stuff because it was a rock show, whatnot. But anyways, that was cool. Then we went to Coheed and Cambria. I keep running in circles. We went to Coheed and Cambria. Coheed and Cambria was probably one of the bands that I was most excited for there because a really weird way of how I got into rock and metal music. But for those of you who grew up the same way I did and grew up playing the old PS2 games, the soundtracks for old race car games and the MX versus ATV games and the ATV games themselves, like ATV Off-Road and stuff, the soundtracks for them games were bangers, bro. Okay, let me tell you. And Coheed and Cambria actually had a song on ATV Off-Road 3, I want to say it was. It might have been 2, but I swear it was ATV Off-Road 3. On the PS2, that song was probably one of my favorite songs ever for a long time. And I never realized that that's who they were by. I just liked the songs of those soundtracks as a kid, like Kid. And then I started listening to rock music as I got older, found Coheed and Cambria from a different song and really liked them. And then I went and listened to the other songs that they'd made and found out that song that I loved so much as a kid from the game was literally a Coheed and Cambria song, which was, come on, get him, hey, killed him, was a Coheed and Cambria song. So, like, little 7-year-old me was screaming inside getting to hear them play live. And they played that song from the game. It was awesome. I'm not going to try and sing it because I can't sing, but it was awesome. Absolutely fantastic. And then, so that song played. I was having a great time. My mom went to sit down out in the grass out in the back for a minute because she just needed a break, which, granted, I get it. I mean, it's long days. Oh, damn. I almost had him. He's at 8 HP? Yeah, I almost had that guy. Anyways, she had to go sit down, so I was just up there kind of rocking out and near the mosh pit and stuff. And this is when it, like, the things first started getting crazy, like, for the weekend, was at Coheed and Cambria. Like, really livening it up. Because obviously in the beginning of the day, everyone's waking up, you know, you're getting in the mood. Like, that's what the openers are for and stuff. But anyways, I crowd surfed right after that song. I got a crowd, I can't remember what song it was to. I got a short little clip of it, awful clip. My camera was on, like, 6 times zoom for whatever reason. But I did my first ever crowd surf to Coheed and Cambria. Like, literally 7-year-old me was screaming when I got to do that. And the way that I crowd surfed, like, the wildest interaction, this was a very good interaction with people from that day, because I interacted with a lot of people while I was there, obviously. There was 180,000 people that went to this event, by the way, to, like, let you guys in on how many people were actually there throughout the weekend. But anyways, so there's these two bigger dudes, like muscular dudes that were throwing, they call it throwing people up for crowd surfing, if you guys have ever been or know what I'm talking about or anything crazy like that. But they were throwing people up, and I was just out there alone, which I'd thought about it before, but I wasn't just gonna leave my mom out in the crowd. But when she went to sit down, I was like, all right, cool. And, like, I'll start partying it up a little bit more, and then I'll go find her later. Like, that was our plan. And the dude just screamed out, and I was kind of like maybe 2 people back from where he was at. He's like, all right, who's next? Because the crowd surfing this weekend was insane. There were so many crowd surfers. There was not a band that I mean, there was crowd surfers everywhere. There really was. It was insane, the amount of crowd surfing that I've never seen anything like it. But he was like, all right, who's next? And I was like, I just raised my hand and walked up there. I was like, I'll do it. Like, screw it. I'm here to have a good time. Let's try. Wow. He really just headshot me immediately. I had no chance. I'm also not paying attention. So anyways, he was like, who's next? And I raised my hand. I was like, I'm going to go. So I walked up there, and we're in this, like, crowd of people that are just going ham to Coheed and Cambria, which, if you know, they are, like, they're a heavy band. They were just all going ham. This larger man very calmly shakes my hand. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? And I shake his hand and I give him the same energy. I'm very calm back. I'm like, I'm doing good, man. How are you? He's like, I'm doing great. He's like, my name's Hunter. I was like, nice to meet you, Hunter. My name's... He's like, all right, cool. He's like, you ever done this before? I'm like, no, first time. He's like, cool. He's like, well, I guess I'm about to throw you up and have a great weekend, man. And I was like, cool, thank you. Have a good day I was like, thank you, man. Have a good day. Well, he's like, all right. And then he grabbed me and the other dude grabbed me and they just freaking chucked me up there. So, and then I crowd surfed and everyone, like, we were all throwing up the rock hands and screaming, woo! And like everyone helping you up was screaming and getting into it. And like it's a good vibe. It's a good time. That was fun. But it was the coolest thing that right before I'm about to crowd surf, like I have this very calming interaction with this large metal dude. And like, I don't know if you like you guys saw my fit checks probably. If not, if you're not a part of Patreon, you didn't see it. But like, you've seen some of the things I wear. Like, you know, I mean, we all look slightly more alternative or aggressive or whatever. And it was just the most calming and nice interaction that I've ever had with a human being, like one of them. And it was fantastic. And he was just straight up like, all right, man. Well, have a good day. And just like, nice to meet you. My name's Hunter. I'll never forget it. And then I went up and crowd surf, which is a super crazy thing. I guess not super crazy, but like, I thought it was crazy because it was fun. And yeah, crowd surfing was dope. First time I've ever done that. That was great. I did a lot of other things that I'll get into like that as the weekend went on. But that certain experience right there was so cool. How long have we been recording? 17 minutes already. Wow. Okay. I guess I need to start talking a little bit better. But anyways, that was really cool. That interaction was so much fun. I crowd surfed, go up, the security guys up at the gate, take you down, and then there's this own little separate aisleway that you walk out to go all the way back to the back of the crowd. Walked back up through, found my mom. We went and I can't remember what we went and did after that. But then the next big things that happened was we went and we listened to, it was Rancid, then Weezer, then Foo Fighters. Rancid was really good. They were really good. I didn't realize how long they've been around. They've been around for a long time. They were really good. The crowd, that was probably the craziest crowd there that entire day. No, okay, second craziest crowd there. But up to that point, that was the craziest crowd of the day. They were pretty good. And then Weezer comes on. And me and my mom have to agree that watching Weezer is probably... Dude, what is with these headshots? I'm so confused. How am I doing? I'm doing awful. I got 2 kills and 7 deaths. I don't care. Like I said, I ain't in for the gameplay. I just wanted to play CS2 and just see what all the differences was. It does look different. It's kind of cool. But it's not, like, as different as I expected it to be. Other than the fact that it runs way smoother, which is cool. But anyways, Weezer was absolutely fantastic. I know that those guys looked like nerds from their, like, album pictures and stuff. I didn't realize how nerdy all of these people really were, like, in the band, and it is so cool. I freaking absolutely love it. I adore Weezer. Their music was great, their vibes were great, everything sounded perfect, everyone in the crowd was into it, we all knew all the words of the songs. His stage presence, the lead singer, was fantastic. They had a huge amp prop in the background, and he started playing a song, and then he stopped. He's like, something doesn't sound right. I don't think it's loud enough. And then he was getting the crowd into it, and he went back and it had this giant knob that he had to wrap his arms around to turn. And then, like, he did it, like, halfway, and then he started playing, and he was like, no, it's still not loud enough, and got us into it again, like, louder, louder, and went and cranked the knob. That was really cool. I don't know why that was so cool to me, but it was really cool. Really enjoyed that. What was I gonna say? Anyways, Weezer was fantastic. They also took us into the night. They started in the daytime, ended when it was dark. That was really cool. The second to last band always did that, which was really cool. The sunset was setting right behind the main stages. Oh, and I guess I should kind of explain how the stages were set up. So I said there were 5 stages, but 4 of them were 2 of the 4 of the... Okay, I'll just explain. There were 5 stages, but 3 areas for stages. So the two main stages were the exact same stage, side by side. They all had a TV screen on the sides of... Or there were 4 TV screens, one on both sides of both stages, connected side by side. The speakers for both stages were set up to work all the time, but they would just rotate bands back and forth from the left one to the right one to the left one to the right one all day on the main stage. They had another 2 set of stages that were set up the exact same way. Those stages were a little bit smaller, but it still had the TV screen, still set up the same way, just a little bit smaller. And then they had another really small stage without TV screens, just off in its own corner by all the food where the smallest bands played at. So there were 5 stages, but really just 3 areas for music, which was awesome because I actually got to see a lot of the bands that way. But anyways, we were next. Weezer was on the main stage, so like we just kind of, me and my mom just kind of stood in the same spot for the last couple bands that all rotated between the big stage, which is what I ended up doing all the rest of the days, because obviously the big bands, the best bands, they're the ones that are going to be interesting to watch and stuff. How did I not kill that guy? Isn't there like a shot log or something? Like, I'm not even worried about it right now. I really thought I hit him pretty hard, but oh well. But yeah, Weezer is fantastic. Probably one of the best shows of the entire weekend. So cool. The lights were cool. The music was cool. The props were cool. They had good stage presence. Everyone was into it. The crowd for it was just absolutely amazing. Then Foo Fighters came on, and it got absolutely nuts. We had to push our way out to the back. People were just being so rude. And Foo Fighters didn't even play their music like we expected them to. Like, I get it, they're all musicians, but like they kind of just like shredded on the guitar for the first hour, and then he would stop a lot and do a lot of talking, and then like they played My Hero, but they played the acoustic version of it, and like it wasn't even like really My Hero, which obviously that's the song you want to hear from Foo Fighters. So like they were just slightly disappointing. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was just, I don't know, they weren't my favorite. We ended up leaving and getting an Uber like as they were finishing up just to get out of there. And yes, we don't drink and drive. We got Ubers. So that was that. That was that day. That day was great though. Shout out to my mom for even being willing to go with me for that. That's totally not up her alley, but she had a blast. I had a blast with her. Got all my merch that day. Thank goodness I did, because my one major thing you guys will probably see on my couch. That is a giant blanket that says Louder Than Life, and it has all the dates on it. It's got that skeleton thing on it. That thing is so freaking cool. They sold out of it by the end of the first day, and I'm really happy I went and bought one, because I was kind of on the fence how expensive it was, but I was like, I'm only ever doing this one time, ever, probably. So, like, might as well just go all out, which I did, and I'm glad I did. It's going to sit back there for a long time, probably, but it's super cool. So, yeah, Thursday was great. Friday, went with my dad. That day was probably the heaviest day of the whole weekend, thank goodness, because my dad and me are both metalheads. Super cool. That day, that was my first mosh pit ever. Me and him get there. The opening bands was heavy. All the intro bands were heavy. Like, throughout the day, everyone was heavy. Me and him had a lot to drink. Not, like, too much. So we didn't get drunk. Like, we just kept drinking throughout the day. That was probably the most I drank the whole weekend, but it was just a good vibe, because me and him drink well together. It's fun. But anyways, we did some drinking, listened to all the heavy bands. Then we got to the final bands. Megadeth was there that day. That was freaking fantastic. They were awesome. Then, who was after Megadeth? Why am I drawing a blank? It was Megadeth and Tool, but who was the other band that we, like, did all the mosh pitting to? I might have to go look this up, because this is gonna kill me. Because it wasn't Megadeth. Like, Megadeth, we had a great time to, and everyone was going ham in Megadeth, but that is not who I moshed to. Louder Than Life 2023 sked. Oh, and we got to see Bad Omens that day, and Corey Taylor, Megadeth, Godsmack, and Limp Bizkit. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, Godsmack was heavy. So we, what the? Cool. Sorry. That was a whole lot of random stuff at one time. Again, like I said, this is just in the background. But anyways, so Megadeth was what really, we went over there, and that's when we went to the main stages, was for Megadeth. Got up in a good spot. They went crazy. They were awesome. The dudes are old, but they can still freaking rock out like nobody's business. Great show. Then it went to Corey Taylor, I think. Then Limp Bizkit. Then Godsmack, then Tool. I think. Either way. Limp Bizkit was cool too. Corey Taylor was cool. We left out of the crowd to go get drinks during Corey Taylor, I think. But he was cool. And then Godsmack came on. And that's when stuff started going ham. I've always wanted a mosh pit. I went into this weekend knowing that I wanted to get in some mosh pits. If I was going to do it with anyone, I was going to do it with my dad, because he used to do all that stuff back in the day, and he's pretty crazy with it all. So mosh to Godsmack. That was so cool. That was absolutely fantastic. Everyone in the mosh pits are also extremely nice. Like, the vibe is everyone's crazy. They're all going ham. We're all having an absolutely just insane time. Everyone's thrashing around. But as soon as somebody falls over or somebody gets hurt or whatnot, everybody stops. We all help each other up. At the end of the songs, everyone's fist bumping and shaking hands and stuff. Like, it's, you know, and then, which is cool. So I got in that a couple times. Extremely screwed up my knee. Like, absolutely destroyed my knee. Not good. Like, it's still healing right now. I ripped the entire outer skin of it off, on top of just, I had to have done something to the inside. It was swollen to twice the size the next day. Walking on it was rough. Getting up and in and out of my semi-truck that I drive for a living this past week was not fun, but it's getting there. It's doing better. But yeah, screwed up my knee in it because I fell really hard, like, twice, I want to say, but the one time was what really screwed it up. But it was fun though. It was totally worth it. Totally awesome. I still went the rest of the weekend on it like it wasn't even hurting. I kind of just said piss on it. I'm only going to do this once. But that was cool. We did the mosh pit for a while. He didn't get in the mosh pit. He was just on the edge with me the whole time, and then I'd jump out and be on the edge. Being on the edge of the mosh pit is almost more fun than being in the mosh pit, I found out. Like, it really is. I really enjoy being on the edge of the mosh pit. I like that warm-up is so much easier. It always has been, though. But anyways, the mosh pit was so much fun. That was a dream come true, which I ended up doing it again later on in the weekend, which I'll get to that too. But that day was cool. That day was just heavy. Again, shout out to my dad for going with me with that. He paid for the drinks that day too, which was awesome for bank account. Everything else I paid for that weekend, including the hotel and everything else. But it was great. That day was awesome. The heavy was cool. Godsmack was great. We ended up leaving through Tool again because again they were not the best, which kind of sucked that the two headliners weren't really the best for the first 2 days in a row. But it's all right. It's part of it. I mean, we still was like there out in the back. Like we just weren't up in the craziness. But it was cool. It was awesome. And the hotel we stayed at was super nice. Got some really nice good breakfast. Every day I was there. Ended up making hot tea with honey in it to help my throat because obviously there was a lot of screaming. My voice did not like that entire weekend. By the end of it, it did not want to be alive anymore. Sorry, there's a lot going on right now. I can't focus when I'm doing this for some reason. I thought this would be a lot easier than it is. That took way too long to kill that guy, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, so yeah, that day was cool. Moving on to Saturday now. This was the first day with my best friend, which we went both days. This was the day we didn't drink at all. He drove us both times, so he wasn't drinking anyways, and I just wasn't going to drink with him if he wasn't drinking. I just kind of wanted to go and enjoy that day. That day was awesome as well. That was Avenged Sevenfold's day. Avenged Sevenfold was fantastic. There's actually a video that I'm going to probably screen record and steal from Instagram to put in my compilation video. But obviously, bands, they do the thing where they have you pull out your light and stuff. But there were so many people that they had a drone flying around as they did. They'll turn the lights out, turn your phone lights on, wave them around. That was awesome. We were very up close to the front. They were fantastic. But I'm going to get into that whole day. That whole day was the most exciting, but also probably the most disappointing day. That was the only day that any of the bands got off schedule on any of the things. How did I do that? What is even going on here? All right, I'm going to sit here and chill out for a second. And they had so many headliners there. They overlapped all of the biggest bands there that day initially. Then so many people complained about it because it was stupid that way, which I agreed. I wasn't very happy with it either. But, you know, it is what it is. You just kind of take it with a grain of salt and just work through it. You know, go see you can see and stuff. But anyways, there was that. And one of the sets of the stages got behind all day, which really screwed the stuff up. But it was all right. We saw... Man, I can't even remember. I'm going to have to scroll through again. Another Day Dawns, Dead Water. Oh, wait, no. I forgot about one super cool thing that happened on Friday real quick. We saw Flat Black to open the day out. They were so good. So good. They opened it up amazingly. I saw them with my dad. And then a couple bands later, we're out there just hanging. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. We were hanging out out there. The lead singer just walks by. And I was like, hey, dude, your show was great. He's like, hey, thanks, man. And we met, like, said our names. I can't remember why I can't remember his name. Maybe we didn't say names. But he just asked how I was enjoying the weekend. He complimented my jacket and stuff and had a real pleasant, you know, conversation with him for like a minute or two. And then he walked on, told him to have a good weekend. And he said, do the same. And it was really cool. Nicest dude, screaming up there on stage, going ham, just going super intensely in music and stuff. And then another instance where they're just great people. I have realized that weekend, it was 2 weekends ago, but that weekend that metal people are just my people. They're great people. We love metal people. So we met the singer that day. Anyways, back on to Saturday. They had a lot of different bands there, and they put a bunch of them over each other. So like they had Falling in Reverse that day, Sleep Token that... What is going on? Excuse me? Anyways, they had Falling in Reverse that day, Sleep Token that day, Avenged Sevenfold that day, Asking Alexandria that day. Why am I forgetting the other ones? Baby Metal that day, Parkway Drive, Pierce the Veil, Whitechapel, Pantera, Amid Affliction, and Avenged Sevenfold. There were so many main people that day, and they literally overlapped a lot of them within like a 3-hour span. It was the weirdest thing. Does it just keep doing that every time I keep... Oh, I actually got another kill, surprisingly. How am I 4-1? This was not expected. Oh, that was... Sorry. Anyways, that day was super... It was another heavy day, but they overlapped a lot. Some of the stages got behind, which actually ended up helping me in my favor at the end of it. Because they put Sleep Token and Falling in Reverse over each other, and I wanted to see them both. The one stage got far behind so far that I was actually able to watch the entire Falling in Reverse set, and then I went over... Because he wanted to go see Sleep Token, because... Actually, so Friday night, my best friend, he went and saw Avenged Sevenfold and Falling in Reverse the night before he came. So he was actually going to see him all 2 nights in a row. So he wasn't going to miss Sleep Token to see Falling in Reverse, which he'd already seen, which made sense. So we split up for that. I saw the entire set of Falling in Reverse. The other stage was so far behind that Sleep Token actually moved back. So I was able to watch all the Falling in Reverse. They were great. Ronnie Radke has one of the greatest stage presences. He's funny up there. He's great up there live. The crowd's into it. He's just a great dude. He split it up for like the death wall. If you guys know what that is, they split the crowd and everyone runs in and the whole middle line moshes. He got it ready. He was going to do a heavy song. And then he literally did, I can't remember the song, but it's like, in the shape of an L on her forehead. And he did that, and everyone started moshing to that. That was super cool. His stage presence was awesome. Again, another great show. I got to see Bad Omens on Friday. It's all coming back to me. Bad Omens was fantastic. Love Bad Omens. But anyways, got done with Falling in Reverse. Got over to see Sleep Token. They had just started. I got to listen to them do Chokehold and Sleep The Summoning, my 2 favorite songs. Obviously The Summoning, but Chokehold too. That's such a good song. I got to hear him do both of them songs, which is really cool. Made it back for Pantera, and my whole goal for this weekend was to mosh to Walk by Pantera. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even hit a shot. Was to mosh to Walk by Pantera. Pantera is probably one of my favorite bands that has gotten me into metal originally. So good. Walk is fantastic. As obviously it's not their best song, but just that song just has such a hit that I felt like live and with a crowd of people would be great. So we made it over there. We didn't hear all of Pantera to hear some of Sleep Token, which is kind of how that kind of got messed up that day. Anyways, got over there, Pantera in the middle of their show. We got up, pushed our way up to the middle as they were finishing up their one song. The next song, then a mosh pit opened up right in front of us. Got in it. Then they started playing Walk, and I was able to mosh to Walk by Pantera literally by accident. Absolutely great. My best friend was on the edge of the thing. He had never done anything like that either. He loved it. It was fantastic. We liked being on the edge of moshes and stuff. Out on the edge and just like shove people around the edge because the edge is just more fun for me. I don't know. It was great. That was a dream come true. Literally dream come true. That was probably one of my coolest experiences of the entire weekend was that. Then Avenged Sevenfold came on, tore the freaking house down. A bunch of people, and like we all hold up X's and stuff in the crowd when somebody goes down. He actually stopped the show multiple times for people who had went down, which was really cool. A lot of bands didn't do that, or a lot of bands just might not have noticed. But he did it multiple times. The show ran late because of it, but he didn't care. He literally gave a whole spiel of how, like, that the music is not worth somebody's life. It was real cool. He's a real solid dude. Put on a really good show at that, too, though. They did the really, sorry, I got blanked out there for a minute. They did the really, the song where they, like, I don't know why I can't remember the title. Maybe it is Welcome to the Family, or, I don't know. The one where he kills her, eats her heart and eyes, she kills him, eats his heart and eyes, and then they get married in the afterlife. Love that song. They did that live. That was super cool to hear live. Absolutely amazing. But that night was great. And then that was probably the heaviest hitting big band name-wise of the entire weekend. Sunday was way more chill of a day. I was gassed. That was my 4th day. My friend was gassed because he can't believe I did 4 days because that one day gassed him, and he'd also had the one the night before and did a lot of driving and stuff. So he was pretty gassed. So Sunday was way more chill. Like, we still obviously went out, watched them all, thrashed. Who was the one band that really surprised me that day? I'm going to keep scrolling through over here. Oh, got to see Archers. For those of you that are a part of Book Talk at all, and the guy that does a lot of the Book Talk audios, he's the bassist for the band Archers. That was really cool to see. Queens of the Stone Age. I had to miss. I didn't see all of Pierce the Veil, but they were good. Turnstile was really good to hear. They were there that day. I don't know. I can't remember. But that day was actually really good for what it was, because that was probably the day that I knew the least of the bands, but it was a really good day. And then I said, into a Green Day. Green Day tore the house down. We were out there, and then, so Green Day was really fun because me and my best friend were actually in an area where people kept asking us to throw them up for crowd surfing, because we were like a little bit farther out for that one. We weren't. So most of the weekend, I was so far up front that the crowd surfers were coming over top of me. And when a crowd surfer comes, everyone turns around, they're like, heads up! Grab them, crowd surf, and then we all turn around, put our hands up, keep them moving, and then keep thrashing on to the music or listening to it, rocking on. Like, it's a cool vibe. Everyone's super cool about it. We met this really cool dad who had his son and his son's friend, I think, for Green Day at the start of it. They opened super cool, by the way. They opened with recordings of a couple cool songs. They opened with the entire song of Bohemian Rhapsody. Got to sing the entirety of Bohemian Rhapsody with thousands of people. That was freaking awesome. So much fun. That's an experience I'll never forget. And then, so yeah, so this dad and his sons, the sons, well, the son and the son's friend, they wanted to crowd surf. He thought he was a bigger dude, but he wasn't. I mean, he was shorter than me. Like, he had a dad bod, but he wasn't like big. And he's just like, he's like, I don't think I can do it. I think I'm too big, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. And we're like, no, man, you'll be fine. And then a way bigger dude than him ended up coming crowd surfing over us. And he's like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, let's do it. And me and my best friend were like, do it, let's do it, man. So we grabbed him, threw him up. He was freaking out, had his phone recording. That was super cool. We actually had a lot of good conversation with him. Oh, and I'll get back to that too. I keep jumping around. Had a lot of good conversation with him before we threw him up. That was super cool. That made me really happy that we got to do that for him. Then the son ended up going after him, and then the friend just backed out because he didn't want to do it. And then we were just kind of there in the area where they kept going over. Being underneath the crowd surfers the whole time is a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. I think so did my friend. I think we both talked about it, but it was really cool to just throw people around. Not really throw them around, but you know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. The crowd surfing, that was fun. Me and my mom, for a lot of the bands we went and watched to, we got set next to this other couple. They told us a lot of stories. They were super cool. It really helped my mom too, because she was starting to get a little overwhelmed with all the people, but I was hanging out with her husband and she was hanging out with her for a lot of the bands at a point towards the end of the day. So that was cool for her. They were super nice people. Me and my dad met this dude who had the VIP drink pass, and he was just like, he's like, I'm trying to share the wealth. They're killing you guys because it was expensive. So we got some free beers from another dude. And then me and my best friend met a bunch of cool people. Again, there was tons of crazy outfits, lots of very naked people. All the security people were super nice and chill, which is super weird for an event like that, but it was good vibes. Oh, the chains thing. For those of you, I will explain this here now. So I wear a lot of chains, obviously. I made it through the first day with my mom, no problem through security. Nobody said anything. Then the second day I walk in, and they stop me, and they're like, you can't wear your chains. You got to take them off. I'm like, what do you mean I can't wear my chains? I initially started wearing chains to have a chain in my wallet so I didn't lose my wallet, because I used to have a problem with that. And then I just really liked the look of it and started wearing a bunch more. But, like, my main concern was losing my wallet or somebody stealing it. If it's attached to me, I can't lose my wallet. And it was like, yeah, no, there's no chains allowed. They're worried about people using them as weapons. You could use anything as a weapon if you're really that worried about it, if you ask me. I don't know. But there was that. They made me take all of my chains off. I had them all over my jacket. I had them on my neck. I had them on my pants line. And da-da-da-da-da. So I went out. I hid them out somewhere. She let me back in. They were still there at the end of the night, thank goodness. I really would have been upset if they weren't, because I love my chains. I know they're just chains, but I love my chains. I think I'm going to go ahead and back out because I'm about to wrap this up. But yeah, so that kind of sucked. That was my only interaction all weekend that wasn't, like, the best, other than Thursday, all the people just kind of being assholes. Was very dead by Sunday. Ended up going back, staying in the hotel, waking up, heading home Monday. It was a great long weekend. Had a bunch of time off. I actually, some of you might have noticed, but I didn't upload as much. I didn't respond to comments or anything like that. That was why. If you didn't see my video on TikTok that I posted about it, that was why. I was gone at Louder Than Life. For really like 5 or 6 days. It was like a huge thing, even though it was only 4 days. Like, I actually had a lot into it. So there was that. But yeah, it was just great. It was an awesome experience. I really just kind of wanted to come on and talk about it and just share some of my stories. There were so many Mohawks as well too. I got a bunch of cool pictures of Mohawks. Oh no, there was one more story on Sunday. So there was a smaller band on the small stage that me and my friend went to see, and there was a mosh pit there, and these kids wanted to start mosh pitting. And this is what really hit me with how great these people were. Because these guys were going ham. And then these dudes had their kids on the edge of the pit just watching. Because, I mean, there was a lot of kids there, surprisingly. But they were all going ham, too. It was fun. There was a lot of kids crowd surfing and stuff. It was cool, though. But anyways, and the kids wanted to mosh pit. It's one of the songs. So all these big dudes, there was some dude in there who had like a 3-foot tall mohawk, literally maybe not 3 feet. It was probably like 2 feet. Not even kidding. Super intense. He was there all week. But anyways, so all these people got together. They let the kids in the mosh pit. They let them run around and mosh. They would fake bump into them. They were all watching each other. They weren't going hard, but they were just letting the kids have a blast in the mosh pit to this heavy song, like letting the kids have fun and stuff. That was so cool to witness. These metalheads at a show moshing and having this great time, and then they do these things for the kids like that, and that was so cool. That, I don't know what it was about that, but that was really touching. That was super awesome. But yeah, it was a great time. It was awesome. I loved it. CS2 was fun. I actually killed it in that last game, surprisingly. I wasn't even really paying attention. They were also probably just really bad. We won 8-1 or whatever. But anyways, wanted to play CS2. Wanted to come on and tell you guys about Louder Than Life. I'm working on the compilation video and everything. It is going to be a lot. It might be a while, but it's great. It will be great. I promise. This is probably going to be one of the most work I've put into a video up to this point. for that one. But yeah, I just want to talk about it. Had to wear this, obviously. I know I normally wear blue, but I mean, I wore my other blue stuff. And then I wore this hat because it's got the metal writing. Had to wear that, obviously. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about it. I know I probably missed a lot of stories. I missed a lot of band names. I'll probably throw some of them up there in the titles, or maybe I won't. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. I've never done a video like this. Well, my first video that I ever did on YouTube ever for this channel was talking like that in front of a camera, but I didn't play anything. I just kind of talked. But yeah, so I hope you guys all enjoy me sitting and talking. I want to do more updates like this. This was kind of like how a moto vlog goes with my random talking and stuff, but I haven't been able to do that recently. Still need to get a new microphone, working on it. Also haven't had a lot of chances to ride recently because of the time off and being louder in life, but I did want to talk about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, make sure to leave a like and a comment down below letting me know. Please consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, so I just want to talk about it. It was a great time. If you guys have never gone to concerts or anything like that, I totally highly recommend it just once. It's such a cool experience. I am going to be doing stuff like this way more often again, but it was awesome. So much fun. Again, shout out to my mom and dad for going, my friend for going, the whole weekend, everyone that put it on. It was a great time. It was fantastic. All the bands, almost all the bands are great. It was mostly great. It was fantastic, but I loved it. But yeah, I just want to come on and do this. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your weeks. And I'll be back next week with some other random video that I normally decide to record. So, yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower, though, because I got really sweaty sitting down here talking about this somehow. But, anyways, love y'all. Keep spreading the joy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.